guys, it's MusicTechHelpGuy, and today I'm checking out a really exciting new plugin called fluidpitch from Pitch Innovations. Fluidpitch does several things. One, the main function is it allows you to scale lock your pitch bend. So you can actually have your pitch bend sort of scale quantize to a particular root note and a particular key, major, minor, pentatonic, all of your different modes as well. It's also an MPE upscaler, which allows you to turn some of Logic's instruments into MPE instruments or MIDI polyphonic expressive instruments. Now, what this does for us here is it allows us to create polyphonic scale-locked pitch bends. The mono mode will work for just about every instrument, both third-party instruments and Logic instruments. The Poly MPE upscale mode only works for certain instruments. And the third thing you can do with this is you can also create micro tunings. I'm not going to cover that in this video. The main thing I want to show you in this video is how to create mono and polyphonic scale-locked pitch bends. I've also partnered with Pitch Innovations to give away a free copy of fluidpitch to one of my subscribers for my holiday giveaway. So you guys know the drill by now. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Pitch Innovations, and leave a comment below, and in about a week, I'll choose a winner. Okay, so first up, let's talk about normal pitch bend. Now, I've got the ES2 pulled up here, and you can see that the bend range is set to 2 semitones. I have fluidpitch bypassed right here. And by the way, fluidpitch is a MIDI effects plugin. So you're going to load it on your MIDI effects here, the same as you'd load the arpeggiator or the chord trigger. It's just going to show up down here under audio units. So that's how that loads up. And then you load up whatever instrument you want after it. So with fluidpitch bypassed and with a 2 semitone bend range in the ES2, let's say I play something like a C minor scale. And then I pitch bend up and down on each note. So the bend range for every note is up 2 semitones and down 2 semitones, which does not stay within the key of C minor. So what you can do with fluidpitch is you can set a root key and then a scale. So I'll set minor. You set your instrument bend range, here it's 2, and then you set an interval, I'll say a second, a diatonic second, and then make sure that fluidpitch is turned on, and let's try that again. So you'll notice on the output here that some of the notes will have a pitch bend of a half step and others will have a pitch bend of 2 half steps or 2 semitones. So this is really great if you want to play in pitch bends, but you want your pitch bend to stay in key. Now you can also set different intervals over here, but if you use an interval higher than a second, you'll see this little red message that says set bend range to 12. So I'll set this to 12, and you'll notice down in the ES2, it automatically changes the bend range to 12. So that's just saying that the maximum bend range is 12, but we're setting it to a diatonic third here in fluidpitch. So you'll see for some notes, this bends up or down 3 semitones. Others, it bends up or down 4 semitones. So it varies depending on what note in the scale you're on. But again, I'm creating pitch bends on diatonic thirds that always stay in key. So you can do this for virtually any interval up to an octave, so 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. And this does work for third-party instruments as well, at least in monophonic mode. For example, if I want to load up Serum, and let's say that I want Serum to stay in key on my pitch bends. The only thing you have to keep in mind here is that with third-party instruments, you're going to have to manually set your instrument bend range to whatever value you have set here. So I've this set to 12. So in Serum, I'm going to want to set my bend range to +12 and -12. And now Serum will follow the pitch bend commands that Fluid Pitch sends it. Now, what about using this in polyphonic mode or the MPE upscale mode? Now, not all instruments are going to support this. Not all third-party instruments will support MPE. Some do. A lot of Logic's stock instruments do, including Alchemy, including the ES2, including Sampler. So let's say that I want to create an instrument where I have polyphonic pitch bend that stays in key. Okay, so off screen, I created just a basic sort of pad preset in the ES2 with a bit of reverb. Now, if I were to bypass Fluid Pitch again and just use the standard bend range of 2 semitones and do a pitch bend with a chord, it's just going to sound like this. Or maybe I want to do, thirds. I can set the bend range to minor thirds or major thirds. But again, everything is going to be parallel motion. I'm playing an E flat minor chord, but the bend range here is just going to shift that E flat minor chord up or down by 3 semitones. So let's turn Fluid Pitch back on. And let's set up the ES2 for MPE mode. So to do this, you click on this little arrow here at the bottom. You go to MIDI mono mode, and you turn this on, channel 1. Then you set the mono mode pitch range. I like to set this to 12 semitones, and I'll do the same thing up here. And now what I can do is I can play in any chords I like within the key that I've selected, and I can pitch bend at the interval I've selected, and all of the notes will scale lock to the key that I've selected. Or maybe I'll try a third this time. Let's try a sixth. And I absolutely love using this with some big dreamy delay and reverb effects. And again, all of the notes I'm playing are staying perfectly within key. So that's Fluid Pitch from Pitch Innovations. The plugin's actually a little deeper than what I've demonstrated. There's a few other things you can do with it. So go check out Pitch Innovations' website and their YouTube channel to see more information about that. Like I said, we're giving away a free copy of Fluid Pitch. So all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Pitch Innovations, and leave a comment below, and I'll pick a winner in about a week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.